Let me ask you something real, something heavy. Why is she still living in your head? And I'm not talking about the kind of memory that floats by every now and then, like a song you forgot you loved. I mean really in there. Permanent resident status, rent-free, every single day. You could be out with your boys, locked into your work, hitting the gym, or even trying to piece yourself back together. And then boom, she's back. No trigger, no message, no recent reminder, just her. A name, a face, a whisper in your mind that refuses to fade. And before you start feeling weak for that, like you're broken or overly emotional, let me tell you something you probably haven't heard enough. This isn't about weakness. This isn't about not being able to move on. It's deeper than that. You're not obsessed with her, not really. You're not holding on to her. What you're clinging to is the version of yourself that existed when she was around. The you who maybe laughed a little louder, felt a little more alive, who thought love was possible again. The you who felt seen, maybe for the first time in a long time. And that version, he didn't die with her, but it feels like he did, doesn't it? Until you're ready to stop romanticizing the idea of her and start asking yourself the hard question, what part of me stopped showing up when she left, you're going to stay stuck. Not because she left, but because you never went looking for the guy she awakened in you. You buried him the second she walked out. Point 1, you don't miss her. You miss the feeling. Look, I gotta be real with you. And I say this with love. You keep saying you miss her, right? But that's not the full truth. What you really miss is the feeling she brought out in you. You miss the adrenaline rush when your phone lit up and it was her. That sense of anticipation, of being wanted, of being chosen. You miss feeling like someone saw you, really saw you, and thought you were worth their time, their energy, their love. That spark, that connection, it made you feel alive. It gave you purpose, like suddenly things made sense again. But here's what most people never realize until it's too late. She didn't create that feeling. You did. She didn't inject magic into your veins. She just unlocked a part of you that had been sleeping, a version of you that already existed, the one who believed in love, who believed he was enough, who believed he was worthy. She didn't give you worth. She reminded you it was always there, so when she left, it felt like that magic left with her. But here's the truth, even if it's hard to swallow, she was never the magic. You were. You were the one who showed up with your whole heart. You were the one who dared to feel again. You were the one who made love feel like something real. So stop convincing yourself that you need her back to feel that again. You don't. What you need is to reconnect with the part of yourself that felt alive. That felt powerful. That didn't wake up every day, second guessing his worth. That's the guy you're actually chasing, not her. So stop running in circles chasing her ghost and start running toward him. The version of you who didn't need anyone else to feel whole. Quick break. Close your eyes for a second. Picture her, the girl you've always wanted. Feel what it would be like to actually have her. Now open your eyes. Because here's the truth. Right now, you're invisible to her. You're getting out-competed by guys with more money, better looks, higher status, and stronger game. You're playing a rigged game, and you're losing. But I've spent the last 35 years mastering this, studying, testing, and finally finding the secrets to get the girls I always wanted. You want to stop getting ignored? You want her chasing you? Then you need to wake up and act. Click the link in the description if you are truly committed and take the first step toward becoming that guy. Few spots left. Be fast or miss out your last chance to make her yours. Let's get back to it. Point 2. You're stuck on the loop because you're still waiting for closure. Let me ask you something, and really think about this. Why do you think your mind keeps hitting replay like a broken record? Why does it circle back to that exact moment again and again? Maybe it's that last conversation, the one that ended with more confusion than clarity. Maybe it's the way she looked at you when she walked away, like you were already a memory. Or maybe it's that one message you never sent, or the one you waited for that never came. Whatever it is, it's not just a memory. It's more than nostalgia. It's an open loop, and your mind is trying desperately to close it. You're stuck because, in your head, the story never really ended. There was no real goodbye, no final chapter, no resolution that made any sense. So your brain does what it's wired to do. It starts rewriting the past like it's a movie script. What if I had said something different? What if I had fought harder? What if she still cares but the timing was just off? And those what ifs, they feel like you're processing, like you're working through it. But the truth is, they're just chains dressed as questions. They don't help you move forward. They just hold you hostage to a version of the past that never got a proper ending. Here's the hard, uncomfortable truth, one that most people spend years trying to avoid. Closure isn't something she gives you, it's something you give yourself. You don't need her to explain why she left. You don't need a dramatic final scene or some handwritten letter that wraps everything up with a bow. And you definitely don't need her permission to heal. You've been standing still, waiting for a version of the past that will never come, for her to say the perfect thing or give you that one last moment that finally lets you breathe again. But she's not coming back to finish the story. She already closed the book. You're the only one still flipping pages hoping for a different ending. You want real peace? You want to finally exhale? Then stop waiting for her to close that door. Close it yourself. Not because you have all the answers, not because everything makes sense, but because you deserve to move forward, even if you have to carry some of the questions with you. Healing doesn't always come with clarity. Sometimes it just comes with the decision to start rereading the same chapter over and over again, and finally write a new one. Point 3. She wasn't your missing piece. She was your mirror. Listen, man, I know it felt like she completed you. Like for a moment there, the chaos in your life finally had order. Like the cracks inside you stopped aching because her presence poured into all the empty spaces. And for a while, it made sense, didn't it? Like maybe she was the one who finally brought you back to life. But here's something you need to hear, and it might shift everything if you let it. She was never your missing piece. She was a mirror. She didn't fix you. She didn't complete you. What she did was reflect a version of you that had been buried under pain, doubt, and silence for far too long. A version of you that was already trying to rise, already clawing its way back to the surface. She reflected the you that smiled more freely, the you who believed in connection again, the you who felt passionate, confident, driven, and open-hearted. That version of you, it was never created by her. It was always in you. She just lit the spark. And that's why it hurt so deeply when she left, not because she was the one, but because it felt like she took that version of you with her, like the light died the second she walked away. But that's the illusion, bro. That's the lie heartbreak tells. That version of you never left. You did. You stopped choosing him. You stopped feeding him. You buried him again, under regret, self-blame, and overthinking. You made the mistake of thinking she was the reason you were growing, when in reality, she was just a mirror showing you who you already were capable of becoming. She may have sparked the change, but it was always your fire. And if you're still out here thinking she was the key to your wholeness, that you can't get back to that version of yourself without her, then you're giving your power away to someone who isn't even standing in your life anymore. She is not the source, you are. So take your power back, reclaim your reflection. You don't need her to bring that guy out again. He's still in there. And the crazy part, he's been waiting on you. It's your job now to keep choosing him every single day. Point 4. Let's talk about something most people avoid admitting. You're not actually in love with her. Not anymore. What you're in love with is the fantasy of her, the version your mind built after she left. You've taken the real woman with all her flaws, contradictions, and complexities and replaced her with an idealized image that only exists in your memory. In that image, she's gentle, understanding, patient. She never got angry, never misunderstood you, always knew the right thing to say. She would have stayed, if only the timing had been different, right? But you and I both know that's not how it really was. The truth is, there were moments she didn't show up for you. There were arguments that drained you, moments you felt small, unseen, unheard, and yet your brain, in the quiet aftermath, chose to erase those parts, to leave you with only the warm glow of nostalgia. Why? Because it's easier. It's easier to hold on to a dream than face the reality that even at its best, that relationship had cracks. It's easier to believe she was the one who got away than to accept that maybe she was never truly the right fit. The danger is that this fantasy version of her is now the standard you hold everyone else against. No one in real life feels like enough. No new connection feels as powerful, not because they aren't good people, but because they're being compared to a filtered memory, a version of someone that never actually existed. And until you confront that, you'll stay chasing ghosts, emotionally unavailable to what's right in front of you. Healing starts when you stop romanticizing the past, when you allow yourself to see the full picture, the good, the bad, the painful, and the real, because only then can you truly let go. Only then can you stop trying to get back to something that was never as perfect as it feels in hindsight. Let the illusion go. Not because she didn't mean something, but because what you're holding on to now isn't her. It's just a story you've been telling yourself to avoid the truth, that it's time to move forward. Point 5. Obsession's just a disguise for avoidance. Let's be honest for a second. This thing you keep calling obsession, it's not really about her. It's not about love, or closure, or even missing her at this point. What it is avoidance. Yeah, I said it. It's your mind doing what it does best when it's terrified of sitting in silence and facing the truth. It's not that you can't stop thinking about her, it's that you don't want to start thinking about you. Because the moment you take her out of the center of your thoughts, you're left with something far scarier. The parts of yourself you've been avoiding. The version of you that let certain things slide. The version of you that compromised too much, lost himself trying to keep someone else happy. And that kind of self-reflection, it's brutal, it's raw. It means admitting that you didn't just lose her. You lost pieces of yourself along the way, and now you're not sure how to get them back. So instead, your brain creates this illusion of purpose by replaying old conversations, checking her socials, dissecting every text she sent or didn't send. You tell yourself you're just processing, but deep down, you know that's not true. You're not processing, you're postponing. You're putting off the real work of healing by clinging to the one person who no longer plays a role in your life. Because if you stop focusing on her, then you'll have to face the silence. And in that silence, all the uncomfortable truths rise up. The accountability, the regret, the growth you've been delaying. Obsession in this case is just a clever mask for fear. Fear of evolving, fear of moving on without her, fear of confronting the reality that who you were in that relationship might not be who you want to be moving forward. And until you face that, really face it, you'll keep spinning in circles, mistaking emotional paralysis for loyalty. This isn't love anymore. It's avoidance dressed up as dedication, and you owe it to yourself to break out of that loop, not because she's not worth remembering, but because you're worth rebuilding. Point 6. Life's moving on with or without you. Listen, I get it. Right now, it feels like the world should just hit pause, like time should give you a break to process all of this, to heal, to catch your breath, and maybe rewind a little to make sense of it all. But here's the hard truth. Life doesn't care about your pain. It doesn't stop just because you're hurting. The world keeps turning, whether you're ready or not. Opportunities, they don't wait for you to feel better. While you're sitting there lost in your thoughts, wondering if she ever thinks about you, or playing those old memories over and over, life is moving. Other people are out there building, growing, evolving, and those doors you're hoping will open, they're already closing. New chances, new relationships, new chapters, they're slipping away every single day you stay frozen in the past. And it's not just about her anymore, it's about you. Every day you're stuck in this loop, waiting for closure, waiting for some miracle to bring you peace, you're falling further behind. You're not falling behind her though, you're falling behind the person you're supposed to become. I'm not saying don't feel the pain, I'm not saying to rush through it or forget it. What I am saying is that life doesn't owe you anything just because you're in pain. It doesn't wait around while you heal. The longer you keep holding on to the past, the more you risk waking up one day, realizing you missed your shot, not because she left, but because you didn't move. You didn't choose to move forward, to grow, to step into your own future. Don't let that happen. And lastly, it's about you, not her. Look, let's be real. She came into your life for a reason, maybe to wake you up, maybe to shake you out of your comfort zone, maybe to show you parts of yourself you weren't ready to face. But her chapter is done now, and you need to close the book. It's time to stop chasing after ghosts, trying to recapture something that's already gone. It's time to build something real. That version of you who was full of potential, the one who didn't need anyone else to feel whole, That's the version you need to reconnect with. She might have sparked growth in you, but now it's your job to keep that fire alive. Don't let your past define you. Stop looking back. It's your time to build your own future, to step into the life that's waiting for you, even if it feels terrifying. You've got everything you need inside of you to make it happen. The only thing that's been holding you back is you. So let go of the past and let the next chapter begin. If you found this insight valuable, make sure to subscribe to The Girl's Mind for more wisdom on mastering your life and attraction. Until next time, stay strong, stay centered, and always remember, the key to attraction isn't in chasing, it's in being. But for those of you who are serious about stepping up and taking control, I've created a one-on-one chat with me. Choose your package and let's solve any problem you're facing, whether it's crushing your goals or handling that conversation with a girl.